9 out of 10 people built wealth using real estate. Today on the Empower Hour, our guests Kemba and Andrea Williams from Kean Real Estate Group will be telling us how. Stay tuned.
I think this is deep.
Welcome to the Empower Hour. We're bringing power to the people because the people have the power. This squad's going to entertain, enlighten, and empower y'all. I'm Queen Kaya, joined by Pharaoh Hammond Freeman and Gina the Great. But before we do anything else, like always, we're going to bless this show and our kings and queens listening.
Blessed, blessed, blessed rising, my people. I am so grateful. I'm so grateful to God. I'm so grateful to the ancestors. I'm so grateful to love, light, unity. Just for being here. I'm so grateful for being here on the show this morning. Actually, no, wait, this evening on the Empower Hour. And I just asked that today's show, let it be very uplifting. Let it be entertaining. Let it be fun. And most importantly, let it be empowering for our listeners. I'm sending out that spirit of unity to our people right now. And I'm just asking that life just continue to uplift us, continue to keep us in that spirit of unity, love, and light. Hotep, amen. Ashe.
Ashe. Can I just say, when you said unity, I don't know why, but in my head, all I heard was the Dave Chappelle unity when he punches Charlie Murphy in the head with his ring.
Oh, you mean when he's doing it, Rick James?
Yes, unity. Unity. Bam.
Bang. Yes.
Which is quite the opposite of the unity you were talking about.
Yeah. Especially when welcoming the ancestors. So we here. So guys, I know we always have to remember to remind our listeners that the Empower Hour is recorded live on Sunday evenings at 7 p.m. and rebroadcasted on CKUT 90.3 FM at 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. CKUT, whatever. CKUT.
90.3. Okay.
I was like, CKUT, what is the rest of the show? Sorry, guys.
90.3 FM.
Guys, it's Sunday. It's a holiday weekend, yo. We've been turning up for 3 days. Let's go.
Yes.
Okay, maybe just me.
Oh,
maybe
for you,
me.
3 days? Because technically this long weekend, we still have tomorrow. That's the third day. But I mean, you started early, I suppose.
And the last day I used it to rest.
That was me today, guys, man. Today was supposed to be a full-on lazy Sunday. I mean, notwithstanding recording this episode, obviously, but I got in this morning at 2 a.m.
Oh, turn up.
No.
Oh.
But it wasn't. In a sense where, okay, well, let me go back. So yesterday was Saturday, and it was Gales against the GGs. So Kingston University football against Ottawa GGs. As you guys may know, as I've mentioned at a time, we're 25,000. I have a brother who plays football, and so they had a game yesterday in Ottawa. So, we did that quick hop over, that quick 2-hour drive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no thing.
But there was thunderstorms and lightning. So the game got postponed for like 2 hours. So, it's that's not an issue when you're home. And you're just like, oh, okay, I'll just go home now afterwards. We'll wait. We waited because, of course, I wouldn't abandon my brother at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. But we waited 2 hours, and then they finally did it, and they won. And as they should.
Expected, right?
Yeah, you know what it is. But then it was midnight, and then we still had to drive home.
Yeah. Who's we?
For 2 hours. Myself, me and my brother Isaiah and his fiance Zoe. So
okay, I'm all in your sauce, you know what I mean? I'm just all in your business.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And,
who you rolling? Let me find out.
Uncle Marlon came with some of his crew, but they ended up leaving at around 9:10 because they said the game was supposed to come back on at 9:10, and it kind of didn't. So it came on like 9:37-ish, and so we didn't know because it can get canceled if the lightning didn't stop. But anyway, so that was me home at 2 a.m. tired, and at 8:45, because I have an alarm that rings at 8:45 because no matter what, I want to be up at least by 8:45. But this time I would have been happy to have a little longer, but I couldn't go back to sleep. So I just did a lot of food prep, and then it's just laziness, and I loved it.
Wow.
Sometimes we need lazy days.
Yeah, no, I hear that. So yeah, that's okay. Thanks. Yeah, that's a pretty. I just find 8:30 as an everyday one to wake up. I find it's a little late, but
No. 8:45 is the cutoff for me to sleep in. I don't wake up at 8:45 every day, but if I have late nights and stuff like that, that's usually my cutoff. But like normally my late nights aren't 2 a.m.
okay.
But generally like 7:30, between 7 and 7:30 is when I actually wake up. But you know, if you need the alarm, it's usually like 8:45. You shouldn't be sleeping past that as a grown up.
As grown folk. Talk about it, Gina. School people. You just but half of our listeners are batting you up because they're like, oh, so what, Gina? You judging me now? Sorry, go ahead. Just go ahead. Sorry.
Half of our listeners who listen to us on CKUT.
What's up at 7 a.m.
7 a.m. to 9.
Right? You see
No, they go and listen at the link too. They go and click the link for those.
I'm sure they do. But half of them, it can't be half of them because our listeners started at CKUT in the morning. So this man's he's trying me today.
Yeah, I am.
It's a lazy Sunday, but I still got my wits about.
It's just one of those days, you know what I mean? Just one of those is how I feel.
You're going through?
Kaya, how you doing?
Oh, you know.
Okay. Talk about it.
So I started this week driving Uber.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And, you know when I get anecdotal, I have to tell you, for those of you who know my past and know my story, that you know that many nights driving this Uber, my old habits come to surface. I promise you. Because for these little bits of change and the people that I have to encounter, Lord God, we need a whole nother show after this. So the other night I had a real Men in Black in my car. A real Men in Black. He had a little head. I picked him up at the airport. He had a little briefcase and he talked like this. And he was very educational. And
when you say Men in Black, you mean you had the alien or you had the fighters of the aliens?
The alien Men in Black.
Damn.
The ones that get the little head like a fish almost.
Shit. Okay.
Listen.
I'm listening.
He took me $22. And he literally lived not far from the airport. He was literally like a 5-minute drive from the airport.
Hold up. I'm sorry. He tipped you $22?
Talk about it.
Listen, he's a Man in Black. He can afford it.
He can afford it. You know, he's an alien.
Here comes the Man in Black.
Yeah. So you trying to draw them to you now, Gina? Is that what you're singing?
No. Everybody calm down.
Okay. All right. Go through.
And so I wanted to just tell y'all that because that was the beginning of my week. And yesterday, I had a situation that actually made me think about the show that we did on relationships. And when I said, there's times when I regret not having a boyfriend because when certain things like this happen, I be wanting to say, my boyfriend is going to come and light this place up. Yesterday, I was in Super C on Notre Dame and a guy pretty much sexually harassed me. And he came in the grocery store and he tried to some story about a young boy that he almost touched by mistake. And the boy, it's about perception. He was coming in the store and I had a bee that was buzzing in my ear. So I went like this and I touched him and he thought that I was trying to touch him on purpose. So I'm like, okay, but I don't know this man from anywhere. And he looked a little bit off. So I was just like, yeah, okay. So I go to walk away. He's like, but perception is everything. So I said, yeah, I agree. I turn around and I walk away. And when I turn back around again, I'm picking up some honeydew melons. And as I picked them up and put them in my cart, I smelled them, I put them in my cart. He says, oh, you're picking melons. I see you got some really good melons there, and gestures his hands like he's squeezing melons.
Wow.
Like something. So I said, excuse me? He says, yeah, I'm with a Black girl right now, actually, and I just noticed that, you just picked up some really good melons. Ha ha ha, you know what I mean? So I said, you know what? You see how a minute ago you just said that perception was everything? There's nothing here to perceive. You just sexually assaulted me. And I'm going to tell you, you are very lucky I got somewhere to go because I will fire you up. Get away from me. Get away from me right now. He proceeds to go and get his Black girlfriend and bring her.
What?
And come and say something to her. Tell her right now. So I'm like, I know y'all ain't getting ready to try and walk up on me. I see him coming, pushing the cart. So the woman says, excuse me. I said, don't you dare. Don't say one word. Just don't never let what happened a minute ago ever happen again. Oh, well, they act like they was getting ready to walk behind me. So I turn around. I'm like, you know what? I kept walking. And then my madcap take me when I see they keep coming behind me. So I turned back around and I said, you know what, lady? Let me just say this to you. See, these are the kind of guys that you got to watch. Because if you bring them in the house around your grandchildren, he'll touch your grandchildren. And when they tell it, he'll say, we were just tickling. We were just playing. So yesterday was a very definitive day for me. So I sat outside the grocery store and I actually recorded these people. And I'm going to put them online because I'm about to make them famous. Because I know I wasn't the first. And I ain't going to be the last if I don't say anything. I should have called the police. I honestly just didn't have time. But after I finished recording these people coming out the grocery store, this man chased my car down and jumped on the hood of my car and continued making sexual gestures. And I'm going to tell you how the world is so warped. I'm in traffic, sitting at a four-way intersection, people on every corner. This man jumps on the hood of my car and commenced to go like this to me. And everybody just stood there, men included. And I said, you know what? Times like this are the things that really kind of like set me off and then set me back and have me going through things. Like I'm going through it. But I came to the conclusion yesterday that one, I haven't fought in a very long time. I'm about to go and take me some extra boxing classes, and I'm about to get me a taser because I'm not playing with these men out here in the street that think that they could just do whatever they want to do to me. So this week, my week is really like reinforcing the self. Learn how to, ladies, y'all need to get y'all some self-defense courses. Y'all need to make sure that y'all have something to protect yourselves. All these weirdos out here victimizing women, you don't see them going after men. They coming in looking for us and victimizing us. So at this point, this is where I'm at. So this week, it was a very funny ended with a bang because this week I am on one for a boxing and grappling class because it's a wrap. It's a wrap for them. I'm not taking it no more.
Damn, guy, shoot.
Yeah, I had a week.
I got a coach for you if you're looking for one.
I need one.
You know, I box every week, so.
You see, and like I'm.
I didn't even tell you the best part. When I start saying to the woman this, and this, he grabs her, drags her away from me, and then runs up on me and tells me he's gonna punch me in the face. And then he picked up a case of beer and act like he was gonna hit me in the head with it in the grocery store in front of everybody.
Yo, I don't even understand. Like,
this
I'm
is
going.
the story that keeps on
I
giving.
have so much emotions going through me, right?
I had to tell my friend, I was like, "Don't hang up the phone with me." I'm like, "Cause it's about to go down. Just stay on the phone with me." So, because it's jumping off right now.
Yo,
and like he was gonna hit me, so I had to drop my stuff and ball up my fist. I'm like, "What up?"
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Yo,
I'm like,
Anyways, I gotta see this video. So, anyways, man, I don't even know how to deal. Like, I guess we all have some growing to do. When I hear things like this, like my palms are hot right now. Like, and I feel like I wish I was there. But then again, maybe it's better I wasn't there because maybe I have some growing to do myself. Maybe I'm not ready to see those kind of things and be able to react like, diplomatically. But then this brings the conversation. Did that merit a diplomatic conversation or did that merit a punch in the side of the face? Like that's
because I feel like it's. I'm questioning the bystanders, the fact that no one like it's just a matter of like, I mean, everyone can see what's happening and whether you're there from the beginning to figure out what started what. And I think that's what the stance that some people take. Like, well, I don't know why they're fighting or I don't know who's right or who's wrong. When you're clearly seeing the person doing lewd, suggestive things to a person or following them in the store, like, do your civil due diligence. Like something you gotta be like, hey, I don't care how this started, but it has to end here. Like, what are we doing? How are you guys two people chasing after this one single woman right now? How is this you, the man? And him going to get his black girlfriend is doing I'm not racist. I have a black friend. I have my best friend's black. It's giving Get Out. It's giving
yes.
You are a fetish and you're part of the problem. And you're what's giving him the rite of passage to use the N-word kind of thing, right? Like, it's okay, my girlfriend's black or my kids are half black, so I can say it too.
No.
Ma'am, ma'am, I don't know if the man had money or not, and that's why you're with him. I don't know, because it doesn't sound like you're with him for his personality.
When I post this video up, because like I said, I'm about to make them famous. When I post this video up, y'all gonna see. I'm like, sis, because he paying for these little bit of groceries you got. First of all, you need a cart. You need a big cart, and you need to be putting more stuff in there. You got him walking around with you. She's like, you need to watch yourself. I said, he just came over and violated me. You telling me? I said, oh, you need him to pay for them groceries.
What was the age range? Could you tell?
She was definitely in her 40s, and he was probably maybe about 52 to 54-year-old white man.
Okay. Man, yes. This was a interesting round table this morning, because shoot, like, I don't even remember what happened to me this week. It seemed like nothing, clearly.
How was your week?
Like, shoot. Business as usual over here. Like, I don't know. It's like it was the first week of school. Phenomenal. My second daughter, or my first daughter, I should say. My first daughter, phenomenal, started high school this year. So that's pretty cool. It's her first day, her first week in high school. So that was pretty lit. Her sibling and her cousin, they all go to the same high school together, so they're having a pretty good time.
Can I ask you something? Just out of sheer curiosity, because my sister had to do back to school shopping, and like the school or teachers only gave her like the list a week before. Did you get and they're in Toronto, so did you get a list earlier? Like, how, like, because she just said it was a bunch of madness doing the back to school shopping this year, like savages.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm probably not the best parent to ask that to, because I'm pretty sure we got a list that we never checked, and we only buy these kids supplies as the need comes.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Yes, please continue on.
I'm not. And then, like, my children do. My children are crushing the school game. I'm like, yo, you guys are doing great, despite your parents' lack of enthusiasm and support.
You guys are killing the game. Killing it. I seen your daughter in a fashion show looking royal. I had to post her on my story because just her body language, her face, her hand, the way she held her hand. I'm like, oh, she's a queen. Oh, and she knows it too.
Yes.
Holy smokes! How did we not even speak about that?
Oh, I was going to.
Okay.
Yeah, no, because so like as you guys, and thank you, Queen Kai. I'll segue. So yes, still on the youths, and they're awesome. Everything. Last Sunday we told you guys we left and we went to go watch the fashion show. So it was Kiku closing what was the fashion show? I can't remember. Design in Mud. Kiku closed it, guys. Our very own junior hosts were we're a part of the fashion show. We have Phenomenal and Nefertari both on stilts. I think they're like 2 feet in the air. 2.5 feet up. And they came out, sharing glitter onto the audience. And then we had our program director and my wife, Shiata, which was one of the performers, and she walked in the fashion show as well, or performed in the fashion show, I should say, as well. And Huey was the lead drummer amongst the 3 other drummers on there as well. And they did exceptionally well. Like the fashion show itself was a smash. It was amazing to see. I'm glad that the OFC helped however we could in terms of just helping to coordinate and bringing the bodies and stuff together. But hats off to Christelle for putting this whole thing together, for just doing what she does with fashion. I want everybody to check out Kiku. That's KRYKOU. Amazing things. We'll share some of the pictures from our junior hosts with you guys, so you guys can check it out. And our junior hosts are going to be joining us next month. They have all kind of new things. We're giving them a little extra work to do, so they're going to be coming with their perspective on everything. So so aside from that, any other cool things happened this past week? Well, right now, September is Insurance Awareness Month or something like that. So we're making it a point just to ensure everybody, thanks to our finance team, again, shout out to Myron and Tasso, we're just making sure that the community is informed, that we're sitting down with people, making sure they understand how the investment works, how insurance works, how whatever. The whole point is we just want to make sure you guys are set up for the future. Okay, there's a lot of instability, and we just want to make sure that you guys are stable in these stable times. So that's been going on. And last but very far from least, today actually was the OFC's open house at the Healing Retreat. I want to give a shout out to Fimo Mitchell from When the Village Meditates, Sister Tanya, who came down and did yoga. Fimo did a meditation session with the guests today. Tanya did a yoga session with the guests, and then Westcan, they came and did a dance workshop with the guests. It was awesome just being able to see that fellowship, just being able to see the community coming together, having a great time. Again, I thank Mother Nature for just holding back and for giving us an amazing day, because we weren't too sure. The day started a little wonky, but boy, was it bright and sunny and nice out by the cottage. Next week, guys, join me next week. It's my birthday party, Sunday night. I'm looking forward to seeing, mind you, I'm sharing this on the radio, but you guys, not everybody's invited, but it is going to be lit. We are watching Making of Motown. We're doing it at the studio. If you are interested and you want to come celebrate with the Empower Hour and me for my birthday, you're welcome to reach out. So with that, the last thing I was talking to you guys about in terms of, I said insurance, I said investments, and today we're talking real estate. It's important that we keep bringing these type of things to you guys as members of the community, just because we're here to empower you all, and we want you guys to build generational wealth. So we want we don't want you to build wealth just for yourself right now. We want you to build wealth in a way that it's going to benefit your children and your children's children. Is why we do what we're doing. Kaya, Gina, what do you guys, what are your takes on real estate? What do you guys know? Oh, yeah.
I mean, I think I've mentioned about what I know about it today, but what I would say is about how I looked at it in the yesteryears of things, and how for me, one thing I knew for sure is that when I moved out of my mom's house, I wanted to buy, I didn't want to rent. That was my goal, and I worked towards it, and that was great. But I only had the thought of like, well, I'll just buy it, and that's what I'm going to have, and I'm going to have this one asset, because something I recognize today is that I had a very unhealthy relationship with money. And so scared money don't make money is one of those things. And I used to use my money with a scarcity mindset and in a mindset of fear. And it took a long time for me to jump into the pool again of real estate beyond what I just had from my home. And doing it was very, very scary because I didn't understand a lot of the things. I had to learn a lot on the go and as I did certain things. But man, oh man, what I would have done to learn about it before, I feel like I could have gotten a hand on this a lot earlier, but I'm not mad at where I'm at today, if you will.
I hear that. And so Kaya, to that point, if there's something that you wanted to know or to learn about real estate, what would it be? You're on mute, Queen.
For myself, what I would want to know is, you know what? Numbers, I think, is more my thing. Mm-hmm. Wanting to know how to crunch the numbers, how to make the numbers right. To have to keep from hiring an accountant. I want to be able to know how to do the numbers myself.
I like that. Yeah. I guess if on that same note, if there's anything that I would like to understand, is really how do we leverage? Like, if you already have property, how do you use the existing property to get more property? Like, I want to understand these kind of things. So, peoples, this is going to be another amazing show for you guys. We're going to take a quick break, and when we get back, we're going to be on with our exceptional guests who are going to be joining us. We have Kemba Williams and Andrea Williams from the Kean Real Estate Group. We're going to be joining us and shedding some light and educating you all on real estate. Stay tuned. Let's take a quick positive cause just to shout out our homegirls, Kemba and Andrea from Kean Real Estate Group. Whenever you're thinking real estate, whenever you're thinking investments, whenever you're thinking about planning for the long term, think Kean Real Estate Group. They're generating wealth for generations. KeanGroup.ca. If your goal is to purchase a car and to make the process as simple as possible, just get a car broker, guys. You just get a car broker. Big shout out to our homeboy, Hamsdale Jacques, the owner of hjcourtierauto.com. That's HJCOURTIERAUTO.com. If you're a small to medium-sized business and you're getting started and you're ready to go to the next level, what do you need? You need a phone line and you need a website. Think Mainstream Digicom. They got all your telecommunication needs checked. MainstreamDigicom.com. You're trying to get out on the web. You're trying to understand how to navigate through ads. Check out Java Logics for all your marketing, your digital marketing. Where would we be without Preston? I don't even know. Check out Java Logics. I give thanks to Preston for what he's done for the OFC. The amount of positive reviews we've gotten from all his referrals, we're proud to stand behind his work. Check out javalogics.com. No, it's not just because he's my brother. It's because you can't talk hip-hop in Montreal without saying M City Solo. Guys, check out his latest project, In My Fields, available on mcitysolo.com. If it's not one of the hardest new EPs to hit Montreal, come and let me know. You already know. It's your boy, Pharaoh, bigging up, mcitysolo.com. Keeping the culture alive. I gotta give thanks to West Can Folk Performing Company. For the last 40 years plus, they've been promoting our culture through song, drum, and dance, educating youth, the children, the seniors. Just check them out, westcanfolk.com.
Girl, what are you cooking?
My curry chicken.
Ooh, you're burning it.
Oh, gosh, it looks so...
It's okay, girl. You need the Curry House. They have the best Caribbean food in town. 2 locations in Montreal, West Island, and Côte-de-Neige. For more information, follow Caribbean Curry House, MTL. Don't forget to mention the Empower Hour for your 10% discount.
So, who placed in the order?
Me.
DeVito, WizKid, Burna Boy. Those are just some of the big names that's blessed Montreal thanks to Afrobeats Montreal. Definitely check out Afrobeats MTL for all concerts, show listings, everything that has to do with Afrobeats in the city. Check out Afrobeats MTL. One full circle. We are the Melanated Community Resource Hub and Network. What does that mean? We're here for each other.
Parlay with the people. Parlay with the people.
Parlay with the people.
Parlay with the people.
Parlay with the people.
Parlay with the people. Parlay with the people.
Parlay with the people. Parlay with the people, y'all.
And we are back. So guys, like we had mentioned prior to the break, today we're talking real estate. And it's important because, as you guys know, like we've been as the Empower Hour, everything that we do here on the show, it is to empower you all in terms of members of our community. So we've spoken, last week was politics. The week before that was investments, and what other better tool than real estate. So with no further ado, I would like to introduce our amazing guests. So we have Kemba and Andrea Williams. Welcome.
Hi, everyone.
Thank you. So before we dive into the business, like we always do, I'd like to give an opportunity for you guys to introduce yourselves to our listeners.
So I'm Andrea Williams, business partner with Kemba, and I've been doing real estate for, I would say, with my family for a long time, probably about 17 plus years. I mean, I've owned probably for longer than that, but investing where you can actually build additionally. But I have 3 daughters. My husband and I have 3 girls. They are now, 2 of them are old enough to be joining us in our real estate ventures too. So that's fantastic. In fact, my second has decided she's going to aim to get her real estate license. So she's been working on that. It's always great to, first of all, be in business by yourself, but to have your family alongside with you is great. I was a former school teacher, so real estate is definitely a totally different field from what I did. I used to teach primary school kids, but I love it. I love real estate investing. I loved teaching and working with people. So to me, continuing to teach now the adults of the children that I formerly taught is excellent, and is an excellent way to help everyone build something great for themselves and their family, especially because our goal as a family was to build through real estate generational wealth or legacy. And now our goal is to teach others, families like ourselves, people of color, melanated people, how to do it. And so Kemba and I have joined forces. We're also family, right, Kemba? So we're married to brothers. And so we totally encourage building it as a family. And so Kemba, you can share a little bit about you.
Yes, well, hi everybody. So yes, I'm Kemba Williams. I have a family of, my family is a bit of a mixed, blended family. My husband has 2 before I met him, and we have 2 together. And we live in Toronto. We've been, growing our little family for the last 10 years or a little over that. And it's been good. I'm originally from St. Lucia, Canadian St. Lucian, so I have a bit of my feet in both lands, so it's nice. And as Andrea was saying, we're business partners. We're building the Kean Real Estate Group together. And what we do there is we do a lot of education and coaching and sharing with our community about what we've done in terms of investing. My little ones are a little too young to get into the business, but they ask questions and they talk about where mommy works, and stuff like that. So they're quite knowledgeable in terms of just, what we do. But before even getting into this, I used to be a banker. I used to work for one of the big 5 banks, and I did that for about 15 years. Along the way, I saw the value of real estate. And so I did that as my side hustle for many years, where I sort of, purchased real estate, invested, got tenants. I did the learning as you go thing, which I felt was quite slow. And then, when I met my husband, we started, doing a little bit more. And then I started getting myself educated even more, not just, learn as you go, but actually just, starting to take courses, starting to do stuff like that. And even Andrea introduced me to some of that information, because Andrea had some sessions at her house that I went to. And I'm like, where did you learn all this stuff? How do you know this stuff? And I was like, okay, I'm going to go live. I went off and I did that. And, then I accelerated from there in terms of my learning. And it's funny. It's surprising. My kids were really little. I had a 1 and a 3-year-old at the time. My husband had gone off to live in another country for work. And I was buying all this real estate because I was learning and I was so energized. And so now I feel like if I had known a lot of what I know now, well, when I started, I would have been able to do so much more. And that's why, education and sharing the information is so important, because I feel that we all have aspirations to build wealth. We all have aspirations. Well, I can't say all of us, but for the most part, people want to do better in their lives. And, we found that real estate is a huge, huge part of that and how to do it. So it's kind of...
So that's huge, and that's awesome, and it's a great segue, because it's like now actually we'll talk about the business. So it's Kean, and as you just said that, I was like, okay, now I get it. Okay, Kean. There we go.
You got it.
So, there it is. Okay, so that's the first 2 letters in Kemba, first 2 letters in Andrea. Dope. Okay.
Yes.
Learn something new. I like it. Okay, see, I like the way that goes. So now, so let's talk about the business. And I, as you guys are speaking, I'm making notes, so I'm gonna have all kind of different questions for you guys too after. Just me, because there's things we want to know. But it's huge what you guys are doing. So now, the business itself. So you guys are purchasing real estate and educating people. You guys, talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. So Kean was established out of our passion, our combined passion to build real estate and using real estate to build wealth for our family. And so when we joined forces, it's been 3 years now that we established Kean as a company.
Mhm.
I mean, as Kemba and I have indicated, we've been doing real estate well before that. We were buying independently, and then through Kean, our goal is and has been to work. We're women, Black women, is to work with the Black community to learn how to get educated so that you can make good purchases in real estate and reduce risk. And so we've been doing it both, buying real estate combined as a company, as well as teaching people how to do it. So coaching and educating and putting together courses that help them get it done right and quick. Kemba, maybe you can add to that.
I have a quick question, actually.
Yes.
Before Kemba, and then Kemba, the floor is yours too. And I don't know if you guys have questions, Gina or Kaya, but when you say you guys are investing as a family, and actually, so Andrew, you had started with that. What do you mean by that? Like,
good question. Yeah, no, it's a good question. So one of the things that we do teach is to partner to invest, because sometimes having the resources all yourself, whether it be, the dollar value that you need to put down on a down payment for a property, or whether it's maybe knowledge, skills, income, whatever it is, the resource, we've partnered. So where Kemba and I jointly choose to purchase a condo together or an apartment building. And so both our families bring the resources financial resources. And of course, we use our combined personal numbers, like our income, our asset base, and it helps us purchase together. So that's what we mean by purchasing jointly.
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct,
Yeah.
Kemba?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's the phrase that says that, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together, is kind of where that whole idea comes from, because you have more purchasing power when you come together. Kaya, if you and I were to partner on something, we would sort of look at what does everybody bring to the table to be able to, add resources. Sometimes you don't have money, but you have time. And sometimes you don't have time, you have money. Or maybe you don't have either, but you have mortgaging ability, right? And so there's things that you can bring to a transaction that you can contribute. And we sort of share how that works and a safe way to do it. I think what we've learned a lot along the way is that it's a trust factor, right? You have to build trust with people. You have to know people are reliable. You have to know, a lot about people to be able to be comfortable. And so we just, it's something that many communities do all the time, where they partner together and they build as a family, they build as a community. And we just want to encourage people to do that. Andrea and I have done it, and we just see that as a way to build wealth. And you don't necessarily have to be related to people to do this. You can do this, Gina, I'm opening the floor up to you. You want to partner and do something? Let's do that,
Well, I was just about to jump in, so you called me out at the right time, because I was going to highlight what you mentioned, that there are communities that do that. What they'll do is they'll have like 10 families live in one home, pay that home off, and then buy others, which is it's different from what this is. And I'm actually pretty much currently doing what you guys did with my sister.
Awesome.
Yeah. And so we're doing that and looking at real estate, building out. So we both have our personal homes, purchased an additional place. And so I'm in there now as we want to grow and build again so that we can continue and start looking at multifamily homes and plexes and such.
Amazing. That's great.
Yeah. And so she's actually in Toronto and I'm here in Montreal, and we decided to kind of grow that venture here. And I love that we're speaking to you I love that we're speaking to both of you, because to me, I find it's the Wild Wild West in Toronto when it comes down to the real estate pricings. And I had two questions for you. One is like, how do you identify what you want to purchase? Because I mean, it's a joint effort, right? And so there's a lot of work that goes behind that. So how do you decide or identify where you want to purchase, both what and where? Because, the GTA area is large. And like, how are you seeing the effects of the stress rates and the increase of interest that we're seeing the bank has done like 4 interest increases, and we're potentially expecting another 1 to 3, right? So
Yeah.
how do you guys work on that?
So in Andrea, I don't know if you want to take part of it or.
Well, no, you can start, Kemba. Go ahead. That's fine.
So I think, in terms of how you decide on what and where, we decide on what our goals are, first of all. Like, you can't start with anything but what is it you're trying to achieve. I can tell you nobody buys real estate just for the sake of real estate, because there's a lot of work that goes into it. There's a lot of, knowledge. There's a lot of risk. You don't just buy it just for the sake. There is an end goal there, whether you're trying to, get more cash flow into your income, like you want to build income through the real estate, or you want to build equity or do a flip. There's different. It's a tool. It's not like the thing itself is a tool to build that wealth. And so if you and another person have some shared goals in terms of, okay, I want to just get some cash out of this, so let's look for something that's renovated. So you guys have to decide, what is it that we're trying to achieve? If you try to invest with somebody who's trying to make quick gains and you sort of have a long-term view, it's really not going to mesh. So I think that the beginning conversation is, do we have a shared vision and a shared asset or shared perspective? And then your other question, Andrea, maybe you can take that in terms of the interest rates now and what we're seeing in the market, because, there's a lot going on there. And for sure, that's impacting what's happening, not just in Toronto, but, Andrea, what do you think?
Yeah, so I do agree that the interest rates have always impacted our purchases, both earlier this year and late now where we are. Earlier this year, the other factor that was affecting our purchasing power was the cost. The cost to buy earlier was very high, despite the fact that interest rates were low. You were still, going to end up with something large. So we definitely do an analysis of numbers to make sure that we are making good purchases. Like Kemba said, if the purchase and the goal is to generate income from it, like cash flow, when we hold it for the long term, then we have to make sure that that interest rate is not going to erode that ability to earn cash. And so personally, and I'm sure that Kemba would agree with me, if we were taking on a mortgage now in the current interest rate environment, we might take a short term. We may not fix it to the 3 or 5 year terms, because we know, and if you look at history and cycles, the interest rates are only temporary. They will come back down. It's a temporary measure that is being used to sort of ask people to pull back and to get the market to sort of slow down. So I feel that, when we're analyzing those numbers today, I would still want to buy, even though the interest rates are high. Why? Because I can get an extremely low purchasing price on the property. And if I'm taking a short-term rate, for a year, say, I can always work those numbers in to make sure that it still fits my plan. Typically, like Kemba said, our goals are similar. For her and I, we've always bought with the intention to hold long term. So most of the times we're not buying to do that quick flip or turnover. And so if that's like for you, if that's the need, then you definitely aren't too concerned about interest rates either, because you're not holding it long term. So the interest rates are irrelevant. You might be taking a short term product just to get in and get out. The only challenge with that flip maybe is just the fact that interest rates are high now. The ability to sell that product will be harder, and to sell it at market rates that might give you the earnings that you want. So analysis of numbers are key.
You see, listening to you guys, I feel like I want to hang out with you guys. I feel like I want to know more. Like, and I guess this is a good segue to actually what we're here to talk about and to promote. So basically, so you guys, as you already know, you guys do education and you guys inform and you guys help people to be able to do this. But now you actually have like I want to call it a special. There's it
is a special.
It really is, So yeah, so if we could talk about it, so our listeners, could make the notes and get involved.
Yeah, so we currently have a course that we're offering, which really takes you through the beginning stages of where do you need to get started, with just the concept of investing, the concept of buying a home. There's some foundational pieces which we cover in terms of just, your income, your credit, your motivation, like we were talking about goals and goal setting and so on. So we talk about these things in the beginning of the course. Then we get into more, exactly what we were talking about here, analysis, like understanding, what am I looking at? Is this going to be a good investment for me? Why is it a good investment? What makes those numbers work? What makes them not work? What's the plan? And we talk about planning for that investment, and we sort of go through some, we give a lot of resources in that course on how to look at different investments, how to assess the market, and even things like, as much as we talk about collaborating, there's some structures in the back of collaborating that you need to put in place. Like, what is the best agreements you need to have in place between, Gina, you and your sister working together. There's always family love, but sometimes money can get in the way with that. And so, you want to make sure you have some proper agreements in place to make sure that you know what to do. And we talk about those. And the course just gets into the nitty gritty of what do you need to be successful with this real estate investing game. It's something that we believe very strongly is how people can build wealth and how people have built wealth. Andrea, what's the saying?
Yeah, and well, we're unloading and providing the secrets to building wealth through real estate, because I felt that it was always being held secret. Because why is it that it took me so many years after, going through pretty much most of my schooling here in Canada and not having any idea through school? School taught me nothing about how to build wealth or how to become financially successful. I wouldn't knock my schooling. I loved it. I learned a lot of great things that I do use today. But I felt we needed to be able to build this course so that we can teach our people how to do what, has always sort of been held back from us. The banks don't teach us this. We don't learn it in school. And the only real way to gain it is to either invest in yourself through a mentorship program or through an education program like this. And like Kemba said, when she first came out to one of the sessions that I did at my home, it was really just dispelling and sharing with people what I was already doing and how I was getting the mentorship that I didn't even know existed when I first started buying my first property. And so our real estate course will unload and provide that knowledge. And we also teach people to do it quick, right? So at the end, we want you to take action. And so we're not saying that you need to get this information and take the next 5 years to do something. In 30 days, once we've given you the information that you require, the team of experts that you need, you can get it all done quickly so that this fall, this October or November, you could be buying and closing either your first or your next, right?
Sign me up.
Yeah. This is the stuff that I looked for when I was like 17 or 18. And I was like, how do you do it? And I couldn't figure it out. It took me a few years, and I was 22 when I, bought my first, because I figured out how to find a team of experts that was able to help.
You figured out how to microwave the stuff that you learned in a couple of years in 30 days and put people on track. This is what I'm talking about. This is what we need, because people get discouraged by time. Look, I got this 20 grand right now. Yes. Tell me what I need to do with this right now. But if I got to wait 3 years, I'm about to spend this money 50 times.
That's so. Right.
Tell me what to do in the next 30 days so I can get something going on and see what my money could do for me. This is genius.
Yes.
This is genius.
I agree with you. We can't, if we have money sitting around, we're tempted to use it for, things that may not build wealth or increase your net worth or increase your value as a person. So we teach you how to do it fast. Get it done now.
I love it.
Yes, 2 points.
And I appreciate that. I appreciate what you guys are doing, because it is just so necessary. Just being able to share the information, and there's a huge value in it. Like I tell people all the time, like I hired a business coach, and it had cost me thousands of dollars at the time. All right, I'm just going to tell you guys right now. So it was really like,
we know.
It ain't no thing. So but the thing is, there's a value, right, in paying. It's like what you're paying for is the experience and the knowledge of that other person. So it's like it's a gift that keeps on giving. Like once you have that information, and then the knowledge is something that doesn't go bad. So now you have it, and you can bless your own children with it. So it's you
can pass it on.
Exactly. That's really like I built an entire network off the stuff that I learned on my business course, right? Like so just to say, like it is really it is that. So it's like you guys are teaching stuff stuff. You guys are teaching things to the community that's not just impacting them, but it's going to impact a whole other generation. So that's huge. So in terms of where we're at, so I don't know if Gina and Kai, you guys had any more questions.
I did. Well, two things. Less the question, more of a mention, because there's two things that were mentioned that I wanted to kind of chime in on. The first being making sure you have agreements in place. Yes. I think that's such an important thing to learn. It doesn't matter if it's your family, your friends, and literally and do the agreement while you're on good terms.
Yes.
Because it can get ugly otherwise. And so if you're doing it with your good terms, you have agreement that is fair and that works well. So to all the listeners, that's a very strong point that you can come and learn in this course. And the other thing too that I want to say that I love that you guys are teaching on, my sister actually wanted us to get into real estate way before, but I was like, no, I want to get into stocks because I need that fast money, what comes in now. And that was due to the misunderstanding or the ignorance about real estate, because to me, I was just like, yeah, but you buy it, you have a 30 or 25 to 30 year mortgage, and like the money you come in is paying for that mortgage. How is that putting food on my plate? And then there's this funny little thing called equity that no one tells you about.
And cash flow too, so you can get food on your table sooner, Gina.
Oh no, I know that now. I didn't know that then, and I'm not going to give too much away because I need them to come sign up to your course.
To the course.
But if you want to know why or how real estate is going to put food on your table before 25 to 30 years. Sign up.
And Gina, I love the point that you made, because many times we're sort of held back because we have family and friends that we want to bring on the journey with us, but they're not ready. They may not be ready because they're uncomfortable with being uncomfortable. They don't know. And so we find that it's a great opportunity to say, hey, cousin, hey, friend, hey, family that I love, and I want you to come with me on this real estate journey. Here's a course you can take that will bring you up to speed. And now the two of us, let's run with it, because we're kind of both tracking at the same place. So we encourage people to do the course together, because either one is ahead of the other, or you both know nothing and you want to jump in together and you want some experience. So this is an opportunity to sort of work together, get the information, collaborate to sort of, after the class is when the real class begins, because you're talking about what you learned and you talk about, what more questions you might have. And then that's where you sort of ask more questions and you build on your knowledge, and then you have a partnership. So it's great what you said. And I had that same feeling when I was younger. I had a cousin who was maybe, doing things, and I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? And that might be risky, and there's hesitance in us sometimes when we don't know, and when you have coaches and people who are telling you, well, this is why, you have that confidence. And we talk about confidence as part of that Secrets to Success journey, because it builds that confidence to say, look, I got some people who can tell me stuff and who can teach me stuff and help me move forward in this journey. So yeah, that's all part of it.
And I'm looking at the time. All right. So before we wind down, I have a quick question, just for our listeners to get an idea of what to expect when they sign up. And I have to say, I love the fact, and we didn't mention it, but I'll mention it right now. So there's almost like a pre-step before jumping into the course, right? So people could sign up for a free webinar.
Yep.
Yes.
Right. So that's awesome already. So right away, right after the jump, you're getting added value. You're just jumping in, you're getting free information. You're welcome. So good. so
we like to give away a few little nuggets so that people can at least get some value, right?
Good. And that's it. And it's awesome because that's it. Like everything in business is relationship based, right? So being able to create that opportunity where our listeners and the community could get an opportunity to get to know you guys, to connect with you guys. I feel that there's huge value to that. So now, once we go through this process, so we sign up for the free webinar. What do we expect? What should we expect after that? What are the next steps for the course?
So after the webinar, then you have the option now to get registered for the course. So our course begins September 23rd. So if you are wanting to get that purchase done this fall, this year in 2022, like your goal was to buy real estate, that September 23rd course is what you want to then register for so that you can get in and get started right away. And as we said, 30 days after, we're expecting to hear, and ring the bell to say, hey, you purchased, you came to the course, you purchased. And that's what we're seeing is that students after or during the course start the purchasing process.
Yeah, absolutely.
And is the course, and sorry, I'm asking these questions because I'm very intrigued here, and I feel like I'm channeling the audience here. So is the course, I lost my train of thought. No, it's the duration. So now, so is the course, is it like a 4-week course? Is it a certain amount of hours? Do we learn at our own pace? Is it done as a group? How's that work?
So the September 23rd version, sorry, Kemba, go ahead.
No, well, the September version is really going to be, we're running it live. You can ask your questions.
Nice.
And you do have an opportunity to take in the replays so that if you have, you don't have time at the time we're running it, which is Friday evenings and Saturday mornings. So for 3 weekends.
Nice.
Yeah. So then you have that opportunity to learn. And then we are giving folks, if they want, an opportunity at the end of the course, if they want to have a sit down to work on their plan. We are offering that at the end where people can actually have a conversation about next steps.
Okay.
They need more support. We can give that more support if they're ready to go and they just need some clarity. We help them with that clarity to jump in. So it's a lot of, building people up into that success state where they feel like, yes, I can do it.
I love that.
That really, I want to take that next step and I want to get it done. And you know what? Just to plant the seed, Gina, you mentioned the interest rates right now. I know we may be coming up to an interest rate hike. Take away the time frame of now. Think about the price point you may be getting it at. If you're getting yourself ready to buy, now is the time. Because as soon as, you don't want to time the market too much, because you might be like, oh, the prices are going to drop some more. They're going to drop some more. They're going to drop some more. And even when they drop, are you actually ready? Right? Are you actually ready to take action when they drop to the point where you think it's not going to drop anymore? You have to be ready to take action. And that's what we want to try to encourage people to be in a state of readiness. They're seeing what's going on and they're ready to jump in. So
I love this. And what you had said just now in terms of what to expect with the course, I think it's huge as well, because it's there's that added value and that support after the fact as well, which is and that's the other thing I was going to ask. Like I still do my business coach to this day. I think I saw him earlier today actually, and it is because when it comes to learning, it's like you never stop learning, and it is good to be able to continue to build with those who have taught you and who are already doing it and who are in the business. So this is huge. So this is what everybody's waiting for. So the contact information. Where do they go to sign up? Who do they call? Where do they email? What website do they go to be able to jump into this course?
So www.Kean, that is Kean group.ca. That's our website. When you go there, you can register and get that free webinar to get started.
One moment. We're going to repeat that one more time. So that's
www.keangroup.ca.
Simple, very easy. Everything is there. Everything you need.
There'll be a register button right at the top. You don't have to look too far. And then you click there and it'll take you where you need to go and you can get registered.
Amazing. And we're going to be sharing this on all our pages as well. So now, Queen Kaya, Gina the Great, did you guys have any other questions for Andrea and Kemba?
No, but I'm looking forward to hearing how these courses went and hearing some feedback from our listeners, because this is some gold.
Is this before or after you sign up, Gina? It sounds like you're... Okay, sorry. Go ahead, Guy.
We'll sign up together, Pharaoh. How about that?
I'm just saying, Gina, you're in the real estate game. I'm trying to learn from you, Gina. Go ahead.
Well, I'm probably going to take the course and be present for the days that I can wake up. And if I'm I work, I'm gonna be present because I need to know some of these things too. Because I don't aspire to be in an apartment forever. I want to be able to purchase a building, live in one of the apartments, and rent out the rest of the spaces. I want to.
That's the way to do it. You could probably live there for free.
Yeah, I want to break some generational curses and do this thing different. My family all comes from brownstones in New York City, and my father and his sisters not having a proper agreement when their parents died. They knowing, because my father wasn't. He wasn't school educated, really. My father was a very brilliant man with numbers, but he couldn't read. And so he ended up doing bad things and had a lot of money. And his sisters took all his money and sold all of his properties that were supposed to be his and really just ran off with the money. And so they didn't have the right agreements legally. So I want to know how to do these things because I want to be able to show my sisters how to do it properly so that we can reinstate our family's wealth. So this is like one of the best things that I think I could ever come across. So for those of you all who are listening, y'all need to come out and make sure that you register for the Oprahs of real estate, because in 30 days, everybody gets a house. You get a house, you get a house, you get a building, you get a building. Stop playing with these sisters. And that's what time it is. And I'm about to coin that. These is the Oprahs of real estate. Let's get it.
Yeah, I love it. You see, that's why I love her, guys. She be bringing that heat. So, Williams, as we're closing out now, we like to ask our guests to we like to put you guys on the spot a little bit and ask for some empowering words. So, you guys have some words you'd like to leave with our audience, with our listeners?
So I one of my favorite quotes, and I've used, it's not mine, I've just picked it up over time, is that 90% of people build wealth through real estate. So that's, to me, 9 out of 10. That means that, like you said, Kaya, everyone could get real estate. Everyone could have something. And I think that 9 out of 10 is a fantastic number. And I want to make sure that you out there fall into that 9 out of 10. So come, take the course and learn from us. We have done it ourselves, and so we are going to teach you how to do it.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Kemba.
And for me, I would say that, if you think you can't, you can't. If you think you can, you can. So believe in what is possible. Come learn what's possible. And then, know that you can achieve. Maybe home ownership in the way, Kaya just said she wants to buy a building. You don't have to buy the same thing everybody's buying. You don't have to do it the same way everybody's doing it, but you got to do it. You got to do something. And so there's that, believe in what you need to do to achieve this. And so don't hold yourself back because you're like, nah, it's not possible for me and my family. No, it is. It is. And you have to believe that. So that's kind of what.
Amazing.
We can. I can.
Everybody can. So, guys, I want to thank you guys again for being guests with us on the Empower Hour. It was exceptional having you guys. I'm looking forward to having you guys again. We'll have a follow-up in a couple of months to just talk about all the amazing success stories that came out of what you guys are doing. Again, this has been Parlay with the People, and we've had Kemba Williams and Andrea Williams from the Kean Investment Group. Is it Kean Investment Group or just Kean?
Real estate group.
Thank you.
But investment works too.
That's right?
Do it through real estate.
Talk about it. So thank you guys again for being on with us, and you guys enjoy the rest of your day.
Yeah, Kaya, Farrow.
Thank you for having us, Kaya, Gina, Farrow.
Kings and queens, this was the Empower Hour with Farrell Freeman, Queen Kaya, and Gina the Great. We are on live every Sunday from 7 to 9 p.m. and broadcasting Thursday mornings at 7 a.m. on CKUT 90.3 FM. Hopefully you got your dose of entertainment, enlightenment, and empowerment. Subscribe and watch us on empowermtl.com and email us at empowermtl@gmail.com to anonymously be featured on our What's the Tea Mail segment. Stay blessed, black, and highly favored.